First, second, third limited, third omniscient. Good enough, good enough. Let's do some definitional work here. Adriana, which one do you want to work with?
Third person omniscient is where the narrator knows everything about every character.
Or virtually every character, because sometimes omniscient doesn't get all the information, but it gets information from a bunch of different characters. You get inside a bunch of different characters' heads. Good. Third omniscient. Third omniscient. Adriana decided to start us there. How do I spell it? Correctly. Ba-dum-bum. Oh, I love that joke. That joke's awesome. O-M-N-I, omni. And then it looks like science. S-C-I-E-N-T. The root psi means to know. Omni means all or all-encompassing, all-knowing. Exactly. Narrator is not a character in the story and shows the reader information from a variety of perspectives. What pronouns are used?
He,
Yes.
she,
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
The author will use no personal pronouns like I, me, or you. No personal pronouns. Impersonal pronouns. He, she, it. They, them. Who wants the next one? Haven. No, it's Josiah. Sorry, you had a couple answers. Josiah.
First person?
First person. Josiah, tell me about first person.
The person that's actually telling the story and experiencing that themselves.
That's correct. They are a character in the story. Very good, Josiah. Narrator is a character in the story. Shows the reader only what she or he knows and experiences. Haven. Absolutely. Scout is a first-person narrator. Good connection. What did you read last year that seemed to have a third omniscient perspective, by the way? We should always see examples. Yeah, the Odyssey. Thank you very much. Yes? The Odyssey, because don't you see events that are happening with the gods in that? Yeah, I seem to remember a scene where Hermes is winging his way down to, I believe it was Calypso's cave, to tell her to free Odysseus. And you see Hermes doing this. Well, Odysseus doesn't see that. So you have Odysseus' perspective and Hermes' perspective, and you have Telemachus' perspective back home and Penelope's perspective. Sounds like third omniscient to me. Yeah.
Is Hermes like the dog? We saw the dog.
No, Hermes is Mercury, the messenger god.
Which one is like we watched like the dog one? Like I can't.
You watched a dog one?
Yeah, Wishbone.
Oh, you saw the Wishbone Odyssey? Okay. Shh, 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 shh. Yes, 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 yes. Hey. Distraction. A little bit too much. Aaron. Romeo and Juliet would be omniscient also because you get Romeo's perspective, Juliet's perspective, the friar's perspective. You know a lot. Look for personal pronouns. I, me, we, or us. That'll help you see that. What next? No. Yeah, Jeremy. Sure? All right. Yes, Alma. Third person limited is basically first person, except without the I, me, and everything. So the narrator is not a character in the story and shows the reader only what one character knows and experiences. And we are limited to somebody's perspective. The trip. Thank you very much, David. Whose perspective do we have? Murad's. But Murad's not the character in the story. Very good. Third limited. And once again, the author will use no personal pronouns. He, she, it. It's still third person. So, Amma, whenever you're dealing with third person, you have impersonal pronouns like he, she, they, them. Who wants to try second person? It's the least likely to be used of all of them. David.
The narrator is speaking directly to
Yeah, using what pronoun? You. Narrator speaks to the audience. You do this, you feel this way, you think this. Have you ever read a story that does that? Yeah? Oh, very good. I finally find somebody who recognizes the choose-your-own-adventure stories that were popular when I was, gosh, how old was I when that hit? Probably somewhere between 10 and 12 I was, so I was a perfect age for these. These were little adventure books that were written in the second-person voice, so they were trying to make the reader feel like he or she was making the decisions. You get down at the bottom of a page and said, if you go through the door, turn to page this. If you don't go through the door, turn to this page. And you would turn to that page, and then something else would happen. You'd make a choice at the end of the page, and you'd turn to something else, and eventually you'd die a horrible death.
Yes.
Goosebumps did that too? Okay, good, good. So that's kind of a crazy way to do this, because the author almost never has any sort of control over the audience. So why would you write in the audience's perspective? That's why it's really rare. But those books tried to do it. And they were very popular for a while. But you will see that least likely. Before I move on, anybody unclear on any of these? Just in the basic idea?